T-shirt business inside an NFL building is wild. There's a lot of T-shirts that get made.
Correct.
I always say, I continue to say this, and the last couple of years we were on, I probably said it more. The amount of stuff that goes into the sports world, where we duplicate a lot of things in the sports world anyway, in the business sense. But I think when you look at, like you go in the Jags building, and when Coughlin was there, or now when Peterson's there, there'll be like slogans and stuff, right?
Correct.
Grits or whatever else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't we do that like in our workplace? Like,
we do. We have like those eagle things, like soar.
We do?
Yeah, like doesn't every boss have like that eagle that says soar?
A lot of people have like a mission statement.
Yeah.
But like on the walls working in here, you don't have I don't think you have the kind of stuff. Now, and on top of that,
corners.
They do things like this. I actually think like the athlete world is so interesting to me because there's so much self-motivation and there's so much competitiveness and everything else. Yet they really roll back to bringing guest speakers in and motivational T-shirts, which seems very elementary at a professional level.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things was the motivational bat that we all got before the Patriots game.
Right.
We played.
Yeah, you brought that in.
Yeah, that's someplace in the garage or something. But every player got their own bat because taking on Tom Brady, we needed we got to close the gates and go to work.
But
we lost, but it's all right.
What's your view on it in terms of does it work? Like, did people fall asleep in those meetings when you had like the with all due respect, like John Gordon, we like John, he writes books, the Energy Bus and other things. Like he'll go speak to people. Did that resonate, or did people like fall asleep, or does it matter if really it's like if 3 or 4 people value it and get something out of it, it was worth it for the coach? Is it just break up the monotony? What is it?
You said well. So traditionally, these happen during training camp,
a lot. Not only,
but I remember a lot of my speeches happened during training camp. And when that's the case, man, it's so mundane to be doing the same stuff day in, day out, add more install, practice, workout, eat, nap, install, film. It's just, that's all it is, man. That's your life. So anytime that you can kind of break things up a little bit, get a motivational speaker or like a magician to come in. I remember with the Bears, we had, you ever see the movie, is it Free Solo? The kid that climbs mountains without any rope.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Solo, it might have been.
I know kind of like that world you're talking about. I don't know the specifics.
Yeah, so he came to talk to our team.
That's pretty wild.
Hey, kid's got some issues. I mean, in all due respect, don't want to say he's got some. No, he would be the first to admit it. He's like, yeah, I'm a sociopath. Like, he's crazy, man. Because like you
got to be a little crazy to do that.
Yeah, but like you also got like, I think at the time he was married or had a girlfriend, and he was talking about that where it's like, hey, I might not be coming home today. It's like, oh, okay. And this isn't like, hey, you're not going to fight for your country. You're going to do something that you want to do. Like you're going to like go climb a mountain.
He beats to his own drum.
So definitely a different cat, but very interesting story background. And I forgot his name too, but like see like that
Alex
for instance.
Sonald.
Thank you very much. Exactly. So like good
pull,
pull, Hamby. So
that's called Google Chrome.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Don't tell him where you got it.
Yeah, but so yeah, if you're talking about, I got to deal with like Martellus Bennett every single day, like me and him going back and forth in training camp, and I can have this guy come in and talk about climbing a mountain with no rope. Yeah, I'll sit back for an hour and take it all in.
I get it. Like, is it Oz or whatever? Is that the one that did the whole
The Mentalist? Yeah.
Yeah,
he's been with every team.
He's been with everybody
except for Jacksonville.
Again, John Gordon does this a lot with a lot of college teams and everybody else. Gus Bradley used to bring this in. Seattle, it's a big Seattle thing. They bring a lot of these guys in. Jags have had Charles Barkley in to do stuff. I mean, there's a long list of people. And I guess I just sit here and I remember this from school. Like, I don't know if, Hamby, this happened in your school because this might have gone away. I remember we used to do assemblies in school. And you'd have, I mean, listen, I don't think I get too morbid, but you'd have like a lot of it was educational for the kid where you'd have these stories of somebody that didn't look at the train signal that came by and they got obliterated on the train tracks, right? Or just safety in driving or stay away from train tracks. Or I still to this day in 8th grade remember somebody coming in and saying something about a 401k and they showed the dollars now versus 50 years and it always resonated with me. And it's the one thing from my life. Like, I remember it. And I remember when I first got my job and I was making like $12,000 in a year. And I was like, I'm still putting something in my 401k because someday it's going to be this.
That's exactly like with me in gym class, like in like 3rd or 4th grade, the whole don't do steroids because some dude lost his leg, which I don't think he was even possible. But like back then, scared the crap out of me.
That's what they were trying to do.
Haven't touched him ever. Yeah, I never touched him. I was like, man, I can average 20 sacks a season. Nah, we're good. I don't need those. I'm not trying to lose a leg.
But in essence, isn't that what this is? It's something that resonates with somebody. They're just hoping something clicks. Like if you bring this speaker in, it clicks with my quarterback. You bring this, it hopefully clicks with my special teams guy.
Sure.
And if you add that up, there's different things that motivate us. And I almost, like, who could you bring in? I just asked the question. Who could you bring into your workplace right now that you would, like, bring in, be a guest speaker, we go up in the performance studio, and everybody dials in, and you'd be like, this will resonate.
Talking about like anybody or just like a friend that I know?
Oh, no, anybody.
Oh, anybody.
No, like, if you had no budget.
Theo Vaughn.
I mean, it would be different. It would be entertaining for sure. I mean, who would I bring in? So, like, are we trying to motivate or are we trying to entertain, Brett? Because there's so many ways you can go with whatever.
Well, listen, everybody's workplace is different. I think in our workplace, where everything's so serious a lot of times, I think the entertain, like you said, something like a magician.
Yeah.
That's a good little, break the monotony of 9 to 5 work every day, or a lot of people's workplaces that are very serious and
but sometimes I feel like in the workforce, the people just want to go home.
We're not asking you to stay after hours. I mean,
okay. It's during work time.
Got Sundays on Monday in the building and stuff like that. I mean, it's along those lines. You're just bringing people in. I think the reason why you don't see it in places like ours, but maybe in big Fortune 500 companies you do, is that they've got the budget to do it. Like, we're not budgeted to do that probably around here.
I'm bringing Mike Tyson in.
That's good.
I'm bringing Mike Tyson.
I like it.
Not going to be maybe motivational, but you're going to remember it.
Yeah, you will remember it.
You know the one I remember the most for various reasons?
From being an NFL player?
Being an NFL
guy
player?
coming in?
Yeah. Cool. So, obviously in Chicago, you got to bring in Mike Ditka, right? And, like, at this time, he was in a movie called Kicking and Screaming, so he's kind of an actor as well. He was with Will Ferrell in a movie.
Okay.
Soccer movie. So, like, to me, he was kind of like a celebrity. Like, I didn't consider him like, oh, he's like part of the Bears organization. He's like, coach, no, this dude's like, oh, this is Mike Ditka. And dude comes in and like, dude, smacking the gum, like, classic Ditka. Oh yeah, how's it going, guys? How you doing? And what makes it stick out so much is, number one, I'm in awe, right? Like, I didn't know Mike Ditka was coming in, so I'm like, this guy's a legend. All right, 85 Bears, best defense of all time, architect, show some respect. So, sitting in the back row, he comes up to the front. How's it going, guys? And Jay Cutler, I'll never forget this. Bottom left front row. Jay Cutler sitting in the front row, obviously quarterback. And Jay Cutler's got his hat turned around, wearing it backwards. Ditka goes, first thing he says, not like, hey, guys, it's right here. It's like this. Hey, Jay, back when I played, we didn't wear the hats like that. Go and turn around. And well, it's silent. It's dead silence. Jay Cutler goes, no.
He said no.
He goes, no. Like Six said, he goes, no. And Dick is like, huh? And Jay goes, I'm not going to turn it around. And dude, it was 20 seconds of just silence, of a stalemate. Yeah. And then Mike's just like, well, all right. And then he walks past him, and then he goes on to his speech. But it was like, man. And I keep going back and forth with this moment, Brent, because to me, was it disrespectful from Jay Cutler?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. But at the same time, dude, Jay Cutler always wore his hat backwards. Like, that's just who he is.
Yeah.
So to kind of stand up to a Bears legend in Coach Ditka and say, I'm not going to turn my hat back or, frontward or whatever, the cojones on Jay Cutler, man.
Yeah, that's interesting. You still kind of wrestle with that. It's because I was going to ask you, should he have turned it forward?
You know what? At the end of the day, man, you got to let players be players. And I respect what Jay did.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
Yeah.
I think there's a big difference between old school and new school now, and it doesn't mean you have to fall in line. Now, there are some people, Ditka's kind of royalty in Chicago, so you almost like whatever he says.
Yeah.
Like if he wants me to chew the gum that he's chewing
so
loudly, I'll do it.
No, for sure. But no, dude, it felt like the most awkward family dinner of all time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I put my head down, and I'm just like, oh.
That's wild.
Somebody do something.